Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barry and this is Centralise, and today we've got my top 10 summer Middle Eastern fragrances. So, Middle Eastern fragrances, you know I love them. For me, most Middle Eastern fragrances tend to suit the colder weather in the country where I live. There are exceptions to that, which we're going to cover in a minute. But if you think of the Middle East is quite a hot place, and yet some of the biggest Middle Eastern fragrances are like rose ouds. So I think because of the high temperatures, they need something which is going to even punch through that. But for the temperatures in Europe, for the temperatures in the United States, these ones that I'm covering now are your proper summer Middle Eastern fragrances. So before we start, some of these fragrances today have been gifted to me, but in no way does it change what I think of them or what position in my top 10 that they are. And we're going to start with a Taffa. So at number 10, we've got Ragba for Men by Taffa. Now this is a take on Creed's Green Irish Tweed. So it's a great version. It's got lemon verbena, obviously, citrus, a little bit of iris. It's green, grassy feel, and it's got aquatics in there. And it's one of the best clones of Green Irish Tweed that I've tried. And that is my number 10 Ragba for Men. So at number 9, we've got from Paris Corner in their North Stag range, and it's Set 7, or SEPT, Sept 7. And this is an extrait de parfum, 100ml, and it's a take on a Ventus which I've never smelled before. Imagine a Ventus with a melon and a cucumber note added. So it starts off a bit like Nautica Voyage, but then it turns more into like a fruity version of Creed Ventus later on. It's a wonderful fragrance and I absolutely love it. So number 9, North Stag Set 7. In at my number 8, and this is by Spirit of Kings, and it's called Arrakis. Now it's a beautiful looking bottle, and this smells very much like Bulgari's Gem Tiger. So it's masses of grapefruit and ambroxan and woody notes. It's really grapefruit heavy, but that ambroxan supports it and it keeps that grapefruit going right through the fragrance. A really enjoyable fragrance. It's obviously a take on quite an expensive fragrance. This is cheaper than that niche fragrance, but it's still quite expensive. There are some good clones out there which do just as good a job as this. But at number 8, from Spirit of Kings, Arrakis. So my number 7, and this is from Ardal Zafran, and this is Jazab Silver. And this is a take on Acqua di Gio Profumo, and it's a really good take on it. It's lemon, it's aquatic, it's bright and fresh, it's slightly greener than Profumo, a little bit spicier and more oriental. And then you've still got the same sort of woods in the base. A really nice fragrance and a really enjoyable one. So this is at number 7, Ardal Zafran Jazab Silver. So onto my number 6, and this is another Taffa fragrance, and this time it's Taffa Najia. So this is a take on Invictus Aqua, but it's the 2016 version, and I've actually got a bottle of that, and you really can't tell much difference at all. This is aquatic, it's got citruses, it's got ambergris, it's got violet leaf, grapefruit, and it's got that sweet vibe as well. Really enjoyable fragrance, and it saves me using all my vintage juice. So at number 6, Taffa Nadja. I have probably got close on 100 Middle Eastern fragrances now, and I think I could only pull out about 15 which I would consider to be summer fragrances. That just shows you what style of fragrances Middle Eastern fragrances are. But I did find another one, and so we'll go into my top 5. So at number 5, it's Club de Nuit Milestone from Arrakis. Now picture yourself sitting under a lemon tree, eating a melon next to the sea in Sicily, and it basically sums this fragrance up. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't get enough of it. Absolutely love it. And I've got most of the Club de Nuit line now. I think the only one I haven't got is the Sillage, but I'll pick that up at some point. Really happy with this, and I have tried a sample of the original and this outperforms it. It's much better. So at number 5, Club de Nuit Milestone by Arrakis. So onto my number 4, and this is by Cadlage, and this is called Shiaka, and it's the Shiaka Blue version. So this is a take on Bleu de Chanel and Invictus. It's basically mixing them both together. So it's a blue frag, it's green, it's got aromatics, it's got florals, it's got a vanilla sweetness to it, it's got a bubblegum vibe to it, it's got a creamy blue sweet frag. I think that's basically sums it up. It's definitely a mix of the two, and you can't go far wrong with this fragrance. So at number 4, Shiaka Blue by Cadlage. So at number 3, now this actually made my Middle Eastern winter fragrances. That's how much of a versatile fragrance this is, and it's from Al Haramain, and it's Solitaire. Now this is citruses, but it's got tobacco and leather mixed in there, and it's got a superb grapefruit note. Really enjoyable. I've wore this even to like a fragrance community meet. That's how much I enjoy this, and everybody enjoyed it when I wore it. So at number 3, from Al Haramain, Solitaire. So onto my number 2, and this is an absolute beauty of a fragrance. It's from Ahmed Al Maghribi, and it's called Herfa. So this is lime, apple, it's quite fruity, it's got lavender, it's got a white musk, there's ambroxan, florals, a little bit of greenness, some smooth creamy sandalwood, patchouli, and a touch of oud. So it's got a bit of a rebel about it, where it goes a little bit different to what everybody expects. But the citruses in this, the lime and the apple, just absolutely amazing. It's one of those frags that I fell in love with as soon as I smelled it. And this is one which I was sent samples, and then I had to choose which fragrance I wanted, and this is the one that I chose. I loved it that much. So at number 2, from Ahmed Al Maghribi, it's Herfa. So onto my number 1, and I absolutely love this fragrance. Otherwise it wouldn't be my number 1, would it? But anyway, this is from Cadlage, and it's called Oud Pour Classique. I have sent a couple of decants to friends, and they've gone out and bought it straight away. It's absolutely amazing. It's a very musky fragrance. It's got like a salty water vibe to it, watermelon. It's very airy. It's got a hint of rose, but it's got a massive aquatic vibe, and I absolutely love it. Oud Pour Classique by Cadlage. So that is my Middle Eastern top 10 fragrances for the summer. What would you have included in this list? What did you think of my list? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got lots more content coming, and I'll speak to you all soon. Stay fragrant, not vagrant.